Okay. Talk on the phone. Hey,
Go ahead, Vonda.
good afternoon, everybody. I keep hearing music, but I guess that's okay. Oh, we live on this. So what's up, Jay?
What's up? Not too much.
So look, I guess 9 and 10 hasn't caught up with us yet. We're
Can you
on.
hear us, Farrah?
Can you hear us
Hey,
here?
Farrah. Great.
All right, great. So listen, let's talk about. I got my cable working, but this it don't look that good. But we gonna do what we gonna do. So anyway, what you been doing lately?
So I'm here now doing some ministry work. So
Oh, isn't that wonderful? So listen, let's jump right into it and let's talk about what's been going on, the protests and everything, and especially with the around the city. Can you hear me?
where your audio go? Oh, we lost her.
Uh-oh. We're back. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
very. So hey, so what do you think about what's going on with this curfew in the city?
Well, the curfew. I think the curfew is meant to. What? One thing first. I hear an echo. Do you have me? You have to mute your computer.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I think that I still hear the
Can
echo,
you?
but I. Okay, great. That's better. So the curfew, I think the curfew is something is to help keep the cities safe. And when citizens abide by that, if you're not in the streets protesting, it leaves room for those the protesters who are not there for the movement to vandalize places, to vandalize businesses, to vandalize homes and whatever else. So I think the curfew is important, and I think people need to abide by the curfew. And it's good to protest. Yes, absolutely, that's our constitutional right. But just abide by the curfew, and I think you should abide by the curfew
Well,
because
do
it
you
just keeps
think that it's
everything safe.
helping the city?
Yes, I think it does because, like I said, when there wasn't one, you had people looting at odd hours of the night, just doing crazy things. People who wasn't for the movement, they just out there looting and trying to make it look like the movement is doing that, and it's not the movement.
Right. So look, let's jump into it a little bit into so we're into day 7 or 8 of the protest. And what do you think about this comment with what's the name? Breeze, the football player?
Yeah, the football player.
Drew Brees.
So I think it's common. He's just only giving what he feels. You're entitled to your comment, but I don't think um, it was appropriate. I don't think it was appropriate. It's, I just don't.
And you know,
Many people.
right. And you know what bothers me so much is that, Tony Dungy comes in here and he says, well, be a Christian and I forgive and you know what? Clearly, Christianity is about forgiveness. Christianity is also about warfare and about
Right.
people standing up for what they believe. And the fact of the matter is that, I mean, I'm reading, this commentary in the Bible. Hey, let me tell you something. It's like power in 1800. People trying to overthrow people, do different things. I mean, I'm like, whoa. Everything that we see today, you can find it in that Bible. And one of the
Right.
things that you find is warfare. You see that there. And it's amazing to me that, I have a lot of respect for Tony Dungy. I think he's done a lot. But how do we keep telling young people, just wait, it's going to happen. A change going to come. And they're tired of
Right.
that same old song. Because guess what? All eyes on them right now. You hear me? All eyes on them.
Hmm.
And they're galvanizing the world, but they're not sitting back. And I'm not advocating the looting. I got that. I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Because look what people did coming together with the Detroit popcorn. They allegedly, the guy gonna sell it to somebody black, which I hope that they do. But we have strength in numbers. And I
Right.
hope that they are cognizant of this movement. But Tony Dungy is just from a time ago. I feel like this. As a culture, we are the most forgiving.
Right.
Oh,
We
that's
are.
all right. That's all right. That's all right. They slap a spit on it. That's all right. That's all right. That is not what God stands for. He does not stand for that. And my point is that it is, I like to be able to say, and I think that his thing should have been, you know what? I applaud these young people. Do your thing. Stand up for what's right. Because guess what? All of that begging, that praying, that kneeling, it ain't been working. And now we are at a point where people are actually taking notice. I mean, just like the mayor, Keisha, and she says, well, she was against the looting, which obviously we all are. But at the
Right.
same time, she said, we come from a legacy in Atlanta that's very rich, like Dr. Martin Luther King. But one of the things that, when I talked to people who were living during that era, they were like, we love Dr. King. He galvanized it. But it got to a point where he hit that glass ceiling. And it was only after people just started going revolting and they just couldn't take it anymore did the dialogue come. And the thing about it
Right.
is that it amazes me that everybody wants to say, to limit their speech, to limit them. Listen, I love it that they're protesting because you know what I believe? They're going to go to the ballot box. And I'm going to tell you something, these young people are going to be something to contend with. They're articulate, they're eloquent, and they're committed. And this isn't just, you see on, some people are, it's a photo op. It's not just a photo op, I believe, for those people who are committed to change. I mean, to some people, it's an opportunity to give votes. It's an opportunity to show your congregation, I'm with this. It's an opportunity to get people who you want to impress in your sorority or your fraternity. But this is more than that. This is a movement. This is real. This is not, it's not BS. This is real. It's a commitment. And I only hope that the people that I hear that are standing up, that they try to do something more. Like Jeff Bezos or whatever, the one that owned the Amazon. He was saying,
Right.
I stand up. But I love that. But what else are you going to do? Is your commitment going to translate to more jobs, more training, more money in the community? Or are we just going to say, well, let me write a check to Black Lives Matter and keep it going and keep business as usual? I really hope that that's not really what that is about. Because if that is the case, then, we're doing all of this for nothing. But I tell you one thing, saw the power of the black dollar and shutting that Detroit popcorn down.
Right. Right. Right.
And so, I mean, I just, like I said, I mean, I like Tony and everything. I think he's nice, but all of that, crying and big. I mean, I'm all for prayer because prayer changes things. Okay. I'm telling you what I'm not
Vonda,
for. Huh?
I'm gonna have to step out for a second. I'll be right back though.
Okay, very good. I can
All
handle it
right. Go ahead.
myself. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, very good. So anyway, I guess it's just me talking. But the thing about it is that, and I agree with you, Carmen. I am happy about what I'm seeing with our young people. They are making a stand. They're standing up for what they believe, and in that way, they're doing the right thing about this. And so listen. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you today about is the Breonna Taylor. Now, as you many of you know, that Breonna Taylor was a young woman who was killed by the police when they went to her home allegedly for a um, suspected narcotics that her boyfriend may have been involved in. And what they had was called a no knock search warrant. And basically, a no knock search warrant is basically just that. The police normally knock and announce. They say, police, raid, boom. Well, this enables them to immediately use force. And the belief is that they don't want to believe that evidence will be destroyed. So as a result, what happened was she and her boyfriend were sleeping together. And when they were sleeping together, they heard this knock at the door, at which time, when they did, they immediately, it was the police. And when the police came, they began, he didn't know that this was, he thought it was an intruder of some sort. He fired at the police and the police returned fire. And what they were able to do was they ended up killing her. The police have not been charged, and their belief is that they were there and allegedly serving a valid search warrant. The problem with this all is that these officers, like historically these other officers, have been engaged in uh, they've engaged in beating up people, taking advantage of them, and mistreating them. And this is the situation. So now there's a civil suit that's coming up, and now we're seeing, them having to be sued. Today is her birthday, and it's very unfortunate. She was an essential worker, and now we see this young woman, this young beautiful woman, uh, who is now dead. Are you there, Jay? Oh, okay, very good. Talking about Breonna Taylor and how they have what's called the no knock. And basically, normally when you go, you knock and announce. You say police, and you get the door. In this particular situation, they were unable to do that. And so, and what happens is in a lot of these situations, the homeowner does not know that these are police, and in fact, fires at them. And in two circumstances where people have been charged with shooting police, they've been acquitted, and they've been acquitted basically because, how you know what the police is if they're not knocking and announcing? Well, allegedly, the police said that, can you hear me, Jay? Can you hear me? Jason. Well, allegedly, what they said is that, allegedly, wait a minute, let's see. Uh-oh, we're having some technical difficulties. Farrah, we're going to have to go to a break.
What's happening?
Back. I had technical difficulties.
Oh, are you calling her?
No,
You want me to
did
call her
she
back?
call you? Yeah.
What? The phone hung up.
My phone died.
Oh,
Hello?
you want me?
I'm using this phone. I'm coming. Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Just call me on. Yeah, just go ahead. I'm about to go back on my phone. It died. Huh? Yeah, just leave me on this line. Yeah. Wait a minute, hold on for a minute. I can't hear you.
Garbage another life.
Okay.
Recycle. Learn how at iwantoberecycled.org. A public service advertisement brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.